Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect. This is episode 27th, and today's date is January 6th, 2020. That's right, 2020, we're finally back in the new year. I am Duds, or Duds Versus to the rest of the interweb. Today we have a guest. We got Jimbo with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Good
Jimbo.
to be back.
Welcome back. You were the last guest, and now you're the first guest. So
I end the year and then I start the new one.
yeah, some symmetry there. But how was your holiday break? Do anything fun? Work on anything Minecraft?
Well, we did that live stream.
Oh, yeah, that took place.
Yeah, that was a good time. Holidays are great. You know, I got 2 kids. It's pretty much about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they're happy, I'm happy. I'm sure they had a great Christmas.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any tiny people running around our family yet. I am single or whatever. My sister, she's married, but she's only been married like 2 years, and they're not looking to have a kid anytime soon. So, technically, me and my sister are still the babies in our family. But
Yeah.
basically, we just do small gifts for each other now, and like our big thing is going and doing stuff. Like we've watched so much movies through these holidays and stuff. I mean, I did the Rise of Skywalker, which I don't get while it's getting so much hate. I love that movie, so don't at me. The Witcher came out, which I absolutely loved. The Witcher series on Netflix, and
I was thinking about watching that.
definitely watch it. Don't watch it when your kids are around, though.
Okay.
Definitely rated TV MA for you.
Wow, I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, so for the English people, that means naughty naughty. Very
Yeah,
bad.
definitely wouldn't expect that. I watched Lost in Space
Yeah, I haven't watched
on
that, though.
Netflix. It's pretty good. I finished it, so
That's good.
now I think I might start The Witcher.
Definitely
Is that
watch
good?
The Witcher. I might watch Lost of Space because I'm in my show hole now. I'm kind of waiting for
Yeah.
The Last Kingdom to come on because they said it's coming out first quarter of 2020. So it's like, that could be anytime soon. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for that. Did finish The Mandalorian and oh my god, Baby Yoda, Fawn. There we go. I love me some Mandalorian. That show is awesome.
Yeah, I like to watch that too. I don't have the Disney Plus, but it does look pretty good.
Yeah, I always just realized like all the Europeans who don't even have access to Disney Plus yet are going, stop it! Stop bragging!
Ooh, I didn't realize they didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't think they get it till like March.
Oh man, what up with that, Disney?
I know, right? Why would you do... Well, I guess it's for servers. Because imagine opening that to the entire world at one time.
Yeah.
Of course,
Oh, okay.
I read that their streaming service is already worth $100 billion right now.
Wow.
So it's like, holy crap. But yeah, other than Christmas stuff, did you do anything with Minecraft? I see you've been on the last couple of days. Or is there any spoilers you want to share?
Well, no, me and my friend were trying to start a server, and I was able to set one up for us to do. It's pretty difficult to start a Java server, I must say.
Yeah. And you're
but
talking
you
about
fo-
doing it through your own PC, not going to a third-party website and signing up through a
No.
server that way.
No, doing it through my PC,
Yeah.
which it worked fine on my end, but with everyone using the internet at my house and it hooked up through televisions, tablets, phones, on his end it wasn't a very good signal. Even though I got the best internet that I could get, it just I don't have the hardware for it, I guess.
Yeah, I know that feeling. When I first switched to Java, me, Swabby, and our buddy Caleb, that's how we were playing. And it became pretty obvious that we needed to go third party really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nice to have. To me, that would be great. Well, no, if you're playing local, if someone's attached to your internet, you really don't need to set up a server. They can jump in that way. So yeah, I don't really see the point of that because, like you said, the lag's always just so bad.
Yeah, we kind of convinced ourselves that we'll just kind of pitch in and try to do a month, and we got a server that way. So see how that goes.
Well, I mean, speaking of server issues, I've had a major one. So many people who know me know whenever I recommend a Minecraft server, I always recommend Bisect Hosting. I absolutely love those guys. Anytime I've had a problem, they've been able to jump in and fix it and everything like that. Well, everyone also knows I've taken a break from Ripple Effect to do this really big scripted show that was going to use green screen effects, and that was going to kind of bridge into Ripple Effect 2.5. Super excited for it. So this Christmas break, I spent all this time building these massive green screen sets, and I'm talking like 500 blocks tall, 500 blocks wide, to fit in like a spaceship. And then on the backside of that, I have the same spaceship, and it has like a different, like its landing gear is extended out, or it has a hatch open, because you can't have parts like that move in Minecraft, so you have to do some fancy editing styles and stuff. So I had all that done. Oh, and by the way, I can't figure out the fill command to save my life. So all those stupid green screen blocks I had to place by hand in creative mode.
Oh no. Oh.
I tried over and over to get the stupid fill command work, and I must just, my brain doesn't work correctly for some reason, because I couldn't get it. It kept saying 0 blocks placed. And it's like, well, yeah, I can see that. I need you to place a lot of blocks.
Yeah, commands are never my thing. It always seems like I don't know. I just could never get the hang of it. Never really mess with them, but never really had to, I guess.
Yeah. So anyways, I have these giant green screen sets with these 2 spaceships that I had to design myself, and that wasn't easy because I wanted them to be working sets. I wanted you to be able to see a character walk into the ship. I wanted you to be able to see them get into a cockpit and stuff like that. Yeah. I wanted to be able to have a camera inside the ship rolling
I want to
around.
see it.
Right. Well,
I want to see that.
Exactly. I tried to log into my server, and it says it couldn't connect. And I went, what the heck? And so I jump on the panel, and my server's just totally gone.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wait. And then I remembered I didn't get an email asking me to pay for my server during the month of December. So I went looking for that email. I was like, well, maybe I just didn't pay for some odd reason, and they just shut it down. And I can go ahead and pay and get it back up. I mean, that's happened before. I've had an accident where I've forgotten to pay, because they send the email like 3 weeks early for an invoice, and I always wait till like the last week to pay it. But no, they just straight up didn't send an email.
You don't lose progress, do you?
I lost everything.
Oh my god.
So a week's worth of building, it's gone.
Placing all those blocks by hand.
Yeah, so the entire scripted episode that I was super excited for weeks about, I don't know if I want to do it anymore.
Yeah, what?
It just killed momentum.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just
that definitely brings you down. That'll ruin your whole week.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've sent in a ticket, so they're taking a look at it. But it's just like, at this point, why bother? I mean, it was a cheap server. I got a 1 gig server knowing it would just be me playing around with stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 2 of my biggest sets just gone. And it's like...
So, some people don't realize how much work it is in Minecraft. Like, to build things, like, it's actually work. Because you got to go get the blocks you want, or items you need, and...
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if you want to build something great, it does take time. It takes work.
Yeah. I mean, this was all built in creative mode, and I wasn't going to hide that fact. But
yeah,
still, I mean, I spent 4 days on that.
Yeah, it still worked.
And I was just like, oh. So the good news and bad news at the same time, I had another idea for a scripted show. But so the podcast, a lot of people like when I go off on my random tangents. That seems to kind of be a fan favorite. So instead of starting a whole new podcast with just me doing that, I really wanted to get into digitally animating. So I've been learning Blender, which it sucks. Again, this is my brain not working. It's not Blender's fault. I'm old learning new tricks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been trying to learn that, and then they're gonna be like short episodes, like 5 minute episodes. But since I can't I don't have a drawing tablet where I can animate like the cartoonists do on YouTube and stuff like that. I was gonna do everything in Blender that way, but I was struggling with that too. So it's just like this whole week's been just a giant bust. I expected to like do the entire scripted episode over my break, and instead it's just like, well, at least The Witcher and Star Wars was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's been my week.
Yeah, my week. I set up that server and stuff. We've been playing on it a little bit. I want to get back on the Ripple Effect.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little bit on the stream, the holiday stream.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I'm like, I think it's creator's block, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe slight burnout, but yeah, just trying to get motivated again. There's times you lose motivation. You just need a break. I think that's where I'm at.
I think I'm there too, mainly because the server still hasn't updated 1.15 yet. I know we've still got to do some testing on that and stuff before we update, but
yeah, that'd be any day.
And even then, 1.15 doesn't have a lot of new stuff coming to it. So I don't think it'll help cure, like you said, the creator's block and the burnout. Especially with my brain's like, I really want to do these animated scripted things. So that's where all my focus is, especially after losing all my saved progress on the big scripted show. It's like, throw that off my desk. I don't even want to look at that anymore. I want to focus on this stuff. So it's like I haven't even really been thinking about a Let's Play. Which is kind of sad because that's kind of my bread and butter, whereas Let's Plays and live streams, but now it kind of seems like it's podcasts.
Yeah. My connection to the server hasn't been great either, but there's days where it's okay, but like I said, just unmotivated at the time. Just I think I need some inspiration. A lot of times, if I start watching Minecraft videos on YouTube, that's when I'll get the urge to jump on there and do something.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was going to mention too. Is that's where I get my inspiration. Is mainly watching Hermitcraft guys play. Mm-hmm. I'll watch them play, but they're not playing either. So it's like I want to say the recap is my main source of some of the stuff. So if I see something I like on the recap, I'll go back, find that YouTuber, and watch the episode there. But like last week, they only had 5 episodes released, whereas normally they have close to 20. So it's like, oh wow. I've been watching Source Block with Vintage Beef, Slipgator. I've mainly been watching for Fwhip and Mystical Sausage.
Yeah, they have a pretty similar build style. I really like it.
Yeah, I've been watching for those guys, but both those guys have gone off and started single player worlds too. And it's like, no, I was liking you guys on the multiplayer server.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you try to get inspiration off of other YouTubers and stuff, but you don't want to copy them. Right. So you kind of have to try to use what they're doing and make your own out of it. And that can complicate things sometimes.
Yeah. For me, the big one that stands out is False Symmetry. The way she uses leaf blocks, like that's how I learned how to use leaf blocks. It was just watching her. I went, oh, she's just shoving those up in a ceiling. You mean you don't have to design a ceiling? You can just shove leaf blocks up there? Now half my ceilings have leaf blocks in it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really good too.
Yeah, she is really good. But what do you say we get on to some news? Because there's not a lot of it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, so 1.15.1 is already out. And the big thing with it was it optimized the chunk rendering again. So supposedly it wasn't working the way it was supposed to in 1.15. And I think
heard there were some issues.
Yeah, and I think it was mainly with servers is where you were seeing that issue. So 1.15.1 has supposedly fixed that. It has also fixed like this error spam that was happening in the game logs. That's gone now. So we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played too much on 1.15, just the past couple days, but I haven't.
Yeah, I've kind of been waiting for the server to update, so.
Yeah, I haven't done any like new mechanics or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And this isn't me pushing for the server to update. Just so you guys know. I fully believe in the testing process.
Oh yeah, we've been there.
Yeah. Definitely pushed for like 114 and then it break everything and then it felt really bad. So I'm not doing that anymore.
I remember we upgraded to 114 and I went into my mountain and it was covered in mobs. My mountain's completely lit, but for some reason it didn't.
I remember that.
Register any of the lighting, and yeah, I went in there just creepers everywhere. I had to run for my life. It was madness.
I remember that because I came into your base and I went, "Holy cow!" and just started laughing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, your island is literally an island. You built it up from nothing, so mobs normally wouldn't spawn in the area. Not to mention, basically every block's light level 10 and up. Oh. Yeah, so that's it for Minecraft news. So let's go to an ad from our Discord.
Hey friends, it's me, Jason, and I'm a member of the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to talk to your fellow listeners and give your input into the show. You might even get your question or comment read out on a future episode. Join the Discord today. Link is in the show notes, and I'll see you there. Duds 100% this message.
All right, and that was an ad from me, Jason. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys recording stuff. And if you want to record an ad, get in contact with me or Carl, and we'll get you set up with the script. It's really fun, and it really helps us out. This week, we also got an email from a fan. I'm going to try to say this without messing up because I hate butchering people's names. So if I butchered your name, I am so sorry. Yell at me, tell me I'm stupid, and tell me how to say it. But I'm going to guess it's Nikita. Right?
That's how I'd pronounce it.
Yeah. He goes, "Hi, my name is Nikita. I'm 12-year-old, and I love your podcast." Oh, thank you. Thank you for putting your podcast out there. My pleasure. It's really Carl who puts them out there. I just record them. But he says, or she says, I'm not sure he or she, so I'm going to just say they. I love Minecraft. My stepbrother and sister and I play very rarely, but listen to your podcast while I read, do homework whenever I can. Awesome. Definitely do your homework. That comes first. I was wondering when you could make more podcasts. Right now. We're making it right now. Just for you. I totally butchered your email, and I'm extremely sorry, but this is one of my favorite emails. So thank you very much for being a huge fan of the show. It really does mean a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool email.
Yeah. So we're going to dedicate this podcast to Nikita. Carl, show notes. I just yell random things at Carl. Carl's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's always cool to meet a fan of the show. And hear it's getting out there like that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the one time when I overhear someone talking about the show. We're nowhere near that big yet. But I'm waiting for it. One day it's going to happen. And I'm just going to like, oh. And it's like, oh, I better not say anything because I'm pretty sure my voice might be recognizable. So thank you for that awesome email. But let's get into our topics. We got 2 topics for this podcast. The first one is going to be, what did we like from this past year in Minecraft? And what do we want in the year ahead for Minecraft? So let's start with what we liked from last year. Jimbo said pre-podcast that I stole all of his ideas. So
yeah, you took them all.
I took them all. Basically, if we look at the last year of Minecraft, we had 1.14, and at the very end, we had 1.15. Both me and Jimbo really haven't played on 1.15 because we're raiding on the ripple effect, so we're probably not going to talk a lot about 1.15. But there will probably be some stuff that gets mentioned because now I'm thinking of stuff in my head that I really like.
Yeah, there's things I like that I haven't played with yet that I'm anxious to play with.
Yeah.
But
first thing for me was the new villagers.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the new trading system and the new way the blocks and crafting tables work. I didn't think I was going to, but it just makes setting up villager trading so much easier. So I am 100% on board now. Now that I've played with villagers and set up a trading hall, yes, I'm going with that. Let's keep that the way it is.
That's got to be my number one, is the new villagers, their new textures and everything, how they're different in each biome.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the textures and stuff. I love that too.
New outfits. wardrobes.
And to go along with the different outfits, the revamped village designs, the villages themselves are much better looking. I still think they're a little plain, but I think Mojang does that on purpose to kind of allow you to be creative with how you were to... Because let's say a lot of people, their first things they do is they find a village and they rebuild that same village just better.
Yeah. And also, like, the different village biomes are different villages. Like, there's a snowy village with igloos in it. Some of them live in igloos. And in the sand desert, they have that kind of style, which I thought was pretty cool for them to implement.
Yeah, one of them is like up on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
I can't forget which one is the
acacia the fishing. One, right? Yeah, the fisherman's hut.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, village home run. They nailed that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My next idea was campfires. I was unsure about the campfire block to start with. I saw the smoke particles and went, well, that's just going to lag the crap out of a server. But it hasn't, and I use them all over my base, and I love them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can make smoke signals out of them. You can actually extend the smoke if you put a hay block underneath. It's always pretty cool. And you can cook food. It's like a free... You don't have to use any fuel source to cook food.
Well, yeah.
I thought that was pretty...
The aesthetic thing of throwing a splash potion on it and being able to put food on an unlit campfire so it looks like a shelf. That's really cool to me. I want more of that mechanic.
And now we don't have to use cobwebs for fake chimney smoke.
Very true. I want to say everyone's built chimney smoke with cobwebs at some point. No more of that. But now every chimney has like this trapdoor mechanism at the top of it to hide the campfire, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it's the best way to hide it, I guess.
My next thing was furnace XP machines.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
I mean, I straight up haven't used an XP farm since I built those things. Granted, I haven't even really used those things since I built them. I think I've used them 3 or 4 times. I just haven't been digging giant holes where I needed to fix a pickaxe. I haven't taken a lot of damage where I've needed to fix that stuff. But, yeah.
It's really good for the beginning of the game. You know, I mean, once you get so far along, there's not too much XP you need once you have everything. But, yeah, I guess to mend things, the XP comes in handy.
Yeah, to me, I've always viewed, like, the best beginning XP farm you can make is a blaze farm. Just because blazes give a little bit more XP, and blaze rods are just so useful for fuel. So it's like, if I'm going to make an XP farm early game, I'm trying to find a blaze spawner and making one of those. But these things, they're so nice in the fact that now you have usually a bamboo fuel source and XP out the wazoo.
And you don't have to travel anywhere. You can put that farm anywhere you want.
That's true.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a zombie grinder in the basement of my base, and I still find it so much nicer just to walk across the opening or courtyard area of my base and just grab some XP through a furnace.
Yep, I got one of each too, and I always go for the furnaces first. Granted, I do have a guardian farm.
Yeah,
I can get as much XP as I want.
Yeah, see, now if I had the guardian farm, I'd use the crap out of that just because I love sea lanterns. I still think they're the best light block in the game, with regular lanterns being a very close second. But yeah, sea lanterns are still the best light block.
Which, let me interrupt. You didn't bring up lanterns.
I didn't.
Lanterns was a pretty cool feature for 1.14.
It was a very cool feature, and you would think I would have said something because I use them all over my base.
Yeah, I noticed.
They fit so well with that medieval theme. And I didn't say anything.
Yep.
Well, there was just so much other cool little things that happened this past year. Like, my next item is unarmed pillagers. We didn't really know about those till a couple months ago.
Yeah, someone had to figure it out. I think it was Cub Fan.
Yeah, I learned it from Cub Fan.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, to me, they're just awesome. The fact that you can now have these guys wandering around your base, and you really don't have to worry about them dying for the most part, unless they walk over something that'll kill them. Because, like, hostile mobs don't attack them.
Yeah.
So
maybe a golem, but they're just walking around all mad at you. They can't do nothing about it, but they,
Well, I got Cornelius, and he just kind of chills out in the Netherwart farm the entire time. I'm like, dude, do your job. Walk around the base some.
Maybe it feels like it's dangerous in there.
Yeah. What is this red plant?
I better keep an eye on this red plant.
Yeah. It looks suspicious.
It keeps growing.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger.
My next big thing was stairs and slabs.
Yes.
Finally. Well, and walls, but the stairs and slabs were the big thing. But they still didn't add all the stairs and slabs.
Yeah. But we got a good bit.
Yeah. The big ones I was thinking of that were left out were cracked brick stairs.
Yeah.
I would have really liked those. I can't remember if there's mossy brick stairs.
No, not mossy. They have mossy cobble stairs and slabs. But I don't think they have the brick. They might. I'm not too sure, but
yeah, the mossy texture is one I've not used a lot.
Yeah, I've used it a little bit.
Yeah,
it's a good variation with the prismarine block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some cracked variations of stairs and slabs would have been really nice. What was the other one? I still want concrete stairs and slabs.
Yeah,
I know there's people that are against that, saying it's too much. But I want to build colorful roofs that aren't spawnable. So, either make string not spawnable, or give me some half slabs and concrete blocks.
It's not too much. Nothing's ever too much,
Well, I mean,
it's
in real life, you can make concrete whatever height you want.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I do it in Minecraft? And yes, I get it. Minecraft is not real life.
Yeah.
Gravity-defying blocks and all. Let's see. Do you have one that hasn't been on my list so far? Because I got two left.
Well, the villager or pillager raids.
Yeah, I didn't put those on there.
The how you can farm them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool, and it's also good for like a PvP challenge. If you really want to challenge yourself, kill the pillager with the banner, and go to a village, and see if you can take it on, because it's pretty challenging. It's not as easy as a lot of things are. Like, if you go to the end and fight the dragon, it's actually a lot easier than you think it would be. But the pillager raids, I don't know. I think that's a little more challenging than the dragon.
I wouldn't doubt it. I've never done a raid, actually.
Oh, it's a good time.
I'm not a PvP or PvPE or whatever you want to say. Combat in Minecraft is definitely not my forte. I pretty much stink at it. As much as I like to say I am the best, I am not the best. I'm probably one of the worst. The best I can do is I'm decent with a bow from distance.
Yeah, that's what I use most of the time. I'm not the best PvPer either, but it makes good content.
It really does. Sure. So the raid system,
especially if you're bad.
Yeah, the raid system was something I didn't put down because to me it was a nuisance of having to worry about constantly having my base raided if I killed one of those patrol guys and walked into my base where there are villagers. So I wouldn't have invented it.
It was a pretty big issue at the beginning. How like you'd finish a raid and another one would start back up.
Yeah, it was very much glitched.
Yeah, I've never dealt with that, so that's probably why I put this down. But I also wanted to ask: have you lately ever seen a wandering group of pillagers with a Ravager?
No.
Remember how the Ravager would spawn with them? How you'd see them wandering around? I haven't seen a wandering Ravager.
I haven't either.
I was just thinking about that. Wonder what happened.
Well, they were also going to put, what was it, the Illusioner was going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But I think he got taken out again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I got to research into that. But with all that said, the raid farms I'm seeing being built, like Exuma built one, I think Doc M built one. Those are awesome.
Yeah. I think he's building one right now, actually.
To me, like, that's the way to farm emeralds.
Oh, yeah.
Forget this having farmers plant carrots and trading carrots and potatoes and all that stuff. No. Raid farms are the way to farm emeralds.
And an item that was really rare was the, what's it called? Totem of Undying.
Yeah.
You can get easily now off the raid farms.
Yeah. Granted, I think I've only ever used one of those once, and it was for fun.
Yep.
I think I splatted myself right in front of Bank to make it go off. That's like the only time I've used one. I'm not fast enough to switch it into a hand before I die.
Yeah, and it takes up a spot. I never really run around. I guess if I know I'm going to be in trouble, I'll get one out. So I guess you don't need too many.
Yeah,
but it's nice to know you can get as much as you can.
Yeah, and then we had God Armor come out this year, and it's just like everyone was already suffering from the not able to die bug. I think I'm setting a challenge for myself in the new season. I want to say I've said this in live streams or maybe even an episode, where basically I'm only going to wear a helmet and boots just so I can get Depth Strider, Feather Falling, and then the water breathing. What is that?
The Aqua...
Not Aqua Affinity, because that does breaking blocks underwater.
Oh, Respiration.
Respiration, that's it. I want to have those items, and then instead of a sword, I want to have my main weapon a trident. It's going to be so hard. Well, I don't think you can attack a... what's its face? Why is my mind blinking out on this tall, slender guy? Enderman.
We're recording.
Yeah. The second we hit that red button, mine's just stopped working. But I don't know if you can hurt an Enderman with a trident.
I don't know. I don't know if I ever have. I've hurt the dragon with a trident, but I don't know about the Enderman. That's a good
I'm pretty
question.
sure if you throw it, it'll teleport. But maybe if you walk up to it and like try to stab it.
Yeah. There is a melee for the trident, which works great for ocean monuments. If you want to raid an ocean monument, take a trident because they'll definitely help out. They do more damage.
Yeah.
To underwater mobs.
That's my biggest gripe with the trident is I wish it would hurt other mobs still. But
it doesn't do too much damage to the...
But I definitely think if you play that style, it doesn't matter if you have god boots and a god helmet on. If you're using a trident as your main weapon, like, life's going to get tough killing mobs. So I think that kind of ups... Instead of being like hardcore mode where if you die, it's over, it's like hardcore light.
Yeah, they're fun to use and everything, but I wouldn't take one into a serious battle.
Yeah, if I'm fighting the Wither, forget that.
Oh, that'd be a challenge.
That
I wouldn't be interested in.
Yeah. So next, well, actually my last big thing I really liked from the past year was the fact that Mojang went to a small update for 1.15.
Yeah.
I want more small updates. I like how it doesn't really have a ton of features or anything with it. But I want like 2 a year. I want one at the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year if you're going to do small updates. I'd rather have that than this big giant update we have to wait a year and a half for.
Yep, and then you got your pre-releases that come along with it. It never seems to just 1.14 and that's it. No, it's 1.14.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. You got to fix the problems that you have. If they're smaller updates, there can't be as many problems.
Exactly. In going to 1.15, I am super excited for flight mode. How now you don't have to be free falling to engage the Elytra. You can just double tap space and it automatically engages the Elytra.
Yeah, I forgot all about that actually.
That should make taking off from the ground so much nicer on servers. But
especially on servers.
Yeah. Other than that, do you have anything you liked from last year?
There's something else I got. The sneaking, how you can sneak under a block and a half, and how you can fit into like 1 block areas.
Yeah, the crawl feature is what they call it.
Yeah, it looks like you're swimming, but yeah, they call it the crawl, where you can fit in these tight spaces. Makes it cool for like secret entrances and stuff.
Well, that came in handy when I was building the XP machine doing redstone. Because placing the tracks down, because you know me, I wasn't too smart, and I forgot to place some tracks down, so I had to crawl back in there, and it's like, oh yeah, this is so much nicer.
Mm-hmm. You normally have to tear down a whole block, or a row of blocks or whatever, but yeah, just throw a trap door down and
boom,
force yourself, I guess. Something else I have is the bamboo and scaffolding. The bamboo, as you said, would be used for XP mainly, or scaffolding. You know, you do make scaffolding out of it. Yeah. But I know you weren't a fan too much of the scaffolding, but I use it a good bit. It seems to be plentiful once you do get a bamboo farm.
Yeah, for people who follow my live streams, no, I have many gripes about the scaffolding block. There are times I find the scaffolding block extremely useful. And then there are times I'm just like, why is this stupid block in the game? So, like, my first big gripe with the scaffolding blocks is how you place them. So, you have to place it on the side of another scaffolding block for it to go upwards. Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
And on the top for it to go to the side.
Exactly. Why is that not switched? I don't understand that one bit.
It's like your position. Because it's hard to place it on the side if you're... I don't know, it's hard to get to the side of the block. I guess, well... You like to crouch when you're on the edge of blocks, and you can't crouch.
Right, that's
on the scaffolding. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like is.
Well, technically, you can crouch on scaffolding if the scaffolding's extended out 1 block at least. So if your scaffolding's hanging, you can crouch into the block and like stand on that lower platform.
Yeah.
Which once I figured that out, it's like, oh, the scaffolding block's not horrible, but everything else about it, why can't I like place a scaffolding block against a wall? That upsets me. Everything has to be dropped on a perfectly flat surface. I build half my stuff on half slabs so I can play with light levels and get no spawning. Totally worthless.
Yep. That I never really thought about that. If you were to branch out on the scaffolding and you want another row of scaffolding, you have to build up another it only goes out so far, so you got to build up another one. Which means another support, which means if there's slabs down there, you're screwed.
You have to jump down, replace it with a full block, build your scaffolding back up. At that point, there's no point in using scaffolding because you're going up and down again anyways.
Yeah, there are some issues, but you can use it for fuel now. I guess it's really good for fuel.
That's true, too.
Like you said, blaze rods, man. I don't ever see anything else better than blaze rods.
There's definitely quote-unquote better fuel sources, but when I go to best fuel source, I go for most efficient fuel source. And the fact that you can get XP and use blaze rods for fuel and also make end rods with them, it's just so useful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do have a couple other things.
Okay.
We got the automatic shear dispenser.
Oh yeah,
for the auto wool farm. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's a pretty cool mechanic.
I like that one.
Yeah, that, and it also dispenses water. Or undispenses water. Did it do that before?
Yeah, I think it did it before. I'm pretty sure I used that feature in the last season of Comic Craft.
Yeah. Well, there's mob farms that use that feature. I'm thinking of the potion bottles. I think you can fill those up now with the dispenser.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, similar to the shear technique.
Oh, and
yeah, it's really useful.
Was this 113 that you could do water in a trapdoor? And like when you open a trapdoor, the water would flow out. When you close it, it would stop flowing.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember if that was 113 or 114. It sounds like it would be a 113 thing.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Soul Sand under the water. How much of a game changer that was, but that was 113. That was the year before.
Yep.
And my last thing I have here was they put jelly into the game.
Oh, yeah.
Good Times with Scars. Yeah.
Scar's Cat, yeah.
I thought that was really cool that they would do that.
I do too.
Of course, it was voted, but yeah, I always liked that.
Now we need some dog breeds. Maybe I can get the Sue's monster in there.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, they should put some different dog breeds.
Sue's,
You
go
got
back to
wild
bed.
dogs.
You don't deserve Minecraft. Just looking at me like, I don't care about that blocky game. Okay, so now that we've gone from what we liked, we need to go on to what we want. Not what we
Yes.
expect. We know we have the Nether update coming. We know we've had 115. This is stuff that hasn't been announced yet that we want in the game. So I'll start with one. How many do you have? Because I only have like 4.
That's what I got.
Okay, so I'll read one and then you read one and we'll go through our stuff like that.
Okay.
For me, biome upgrades, and I did quotation marks because we're still waiting on biomes we voted for.
Yeah.
I don't understand why those take so long to be in the game. I can only assume that it's a massive amount of code, and that's why. But
I think we voted on it at 114, and they said it won't even be out with 116. So when is it coming out? I don't know.
Right.
I think what did we vote on? 2 biomes? Well, no, we got the spruce.
Yeah, we got the
We got
taiga.
that the taiga biome. We're just waiting on the mountains.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I guess it is mountains that got voted in this time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's been so long, and no one cares about this biome that people have forgotten about it.
Yeah, you don't hear about it.
What about you? What's something you want to see in the coming year?
Well, we brought it up once. I'll start with this one. Is the concrete stairs and slabs.
Yes.
I want those. I want more stairs and slabs.
Mm-hmm. I am with you.
I feel like you can do a lot more with it. Even if you have, you have the powder concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less to have stairs and slabs in that variation, but I don't see why they can't give us the solid concrete stairs and slabs.
Mm-hmm.
There's many times where I like to use those, and you just can't.
Well, that brings up, I forgot to mention this in what I liked from last year, and it was the stonecutter block being like one of the most underrated crafting tables in the game, because it fixes the stair problem, except for when it comes to wood. But the stonecutter block would be perfect to make concrete stairs and slabs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The next thing I have is combat updates that focus more on weapons and armor and not so much the mechanics of the game. I think there's been so much talk about the spam clicking,
Yep.
and I really like the 1.9 mechanic, and I'm probably in the quiet minority with that. I say quiet minority because I really think a lot more people like it than say, just because there's such a loud group of people that are like, no, 1.8 combat system is better. No, it's not. Spam clicking is not a better combat system. The new combat system I really like, but I would like it to focus more on bringing in new kinds of weapons. Like we have the Trident, but the Trident's basically useless unless you're fighting Guardians. Why not have a combat update that focuses on using the Trident more, or making spears a item you can use, or the axe a better useful tool, armor that you can customize. Maybe you want gold shoulders on your diamond chestplate, which means your striking motion's a lot faster, but obviously your weapon or your chestplate durability is not as strong. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. I like that.
It's a huge update, but that's what I want to see.
Yeah, never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm. What's your next thing you'd like to see?
My next thing would be new lighting. There's not too many lighting blocks in the game. I like for
Agreed.
them. I don't know where to go with it, but
Yeah.
There's got to be other ways to light things up.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, you're stuck with torches at first, and then you get your. I mean, what is there? 6, maybe 7 lighting blocks, and I feel like there should be a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I think if you break it down, there are a ton, but you have to get extremely creative with it. So, like, you got your main ones. You got your glowstone, your sea lanterns, your torches, your end rods. Then you have the regular lantern. That's 5. And you got your not so thoughtful ones like sea pickles, fire.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have blue fire in the Nether update, but I don't know what that does for light sources.
Yeah, they never mention that.
An ender chest puts out light. A redstone torch puts out light.
There's a redstone light.
Oh yeah, redstone lamp. I mean, so there's like 10 light things we have technically. Well, a beacon puts out level 15 light too, even not turned on. And to me,
but no
one's
really going to use those as a light source. They're too useful as a.
I did.
Did you? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
When we played on Discworld, we had an extremely OP wither farm.
Okay.
So I was getting a bunch of wither skulls, and I would just cheese the wither, and I got a ton of beacons, and I was using those as light sources.
Yep.
Yeah, if
you had that kind of farm,
you
could always do that.
If you guys go to the, not Ripple Effect, but the Commoncraft Reddit, you can still download the Discord world, and if you find my base, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Now I want to look.
Yeah, I agree with you. Light blocks, definitely. Concrete stairs or slabs, definitely. My next thing is I want more smaller updates like bees and bugs.
Yeah.
Give me a tiny little feature to focus on, and do 2 of those a year. Of course, this is after my last thing was create this giant mechanic thing that revolves around armor and weapons that's going to be really hard to code and take forever. I get that, but listen to me and don't listen to me at the same time. Smaller updates, your 1.15 update was perfect. That's the way to go.
Yeah, though I'm not a big fan of bees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in real life. I hate bees. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to flying bugs.
Yeah,
but I mean they are pretty big in Minecraft. Don't have to worry about them sneaking up on me. But yeah, I do agree with that. The smaller updates, like we're at 1.15.1, and I don't think it needs another release.
I don't think it's going to. When I was trying to look for Minecraft news, there was next to nothing. So I had to pull news from like 2 weeks ago when they put out 1.15.1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice for them, the smaller updates, to get it right now instead of getting it right months down the road after it's already been released.
Yeah. I want to say we were playing on like pre-release 6 of 1.13 when we started the Ripple FX server for close to like half a year. Just because... They were still putting out updates to fix 1.13 and it wouldn't get correct.
And it still got to like 1.13, 4? Maybe not that far, but
I can't even remember.
Yeah, they still had to fix it when it was released, even though it went through all them pre-releases.
What about you? What's your next one?
I want to see more exotic mobs.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like you have mobs that are like sheep, pig, things you see every day, and then you have the exotic ones like a creeper, a guardian, a phantom. I want to see mobs like that you don't see every day. I don't want a goat on a mountain. I want a freaking I don't know. There could be
you want a minotaur.
Yeah, but even then that's still like well, you don't see them every day, but that's already, made up. I want to see something that hasn't been made before, something really exotic, like the whole when we voted on the Phantom. Where's them other mobs at? I want to see them implemented sometime. That'd be cool.
Well, if you guys listened to an earlier podcast, hint, hint, the mob lizard thing that ate your weapons and repaired them and all that kinds of stuff and spit it back out or disenchanted it, that turned into the grindstone. High five.
Yeah.
Yeah, did some research on that thing.
It turned into the grindstone? That's what they did with it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to dive deep, and I found that little bit of trivia, and I was like, ooh, that's awesome. That's some cool facts to know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. So, my last what I want in this upcoming year is, Mojang, I've been saying it for 27 episodes now. Where are my red dragons?
Saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, you did read the notes, and it is in the notes.
I'm sure everyone knew that was coming.
Yeah. Well, I think I forgot to mention red dragons in a couple podcasts, but come on, red dragons. I want a rideable dragon. Give it.
Yeah, and make them like super rare.
Yes.
But that's another, exotic mobs that would fall into that.
Mm-hmm. They can
category.
only be ridden by guys with the screen name Duds Versus.
And make it super rare.
Yeah. Jimbo's like, well, I want a golden dragon that only Jimbo Slice 23 can ride.
I want a diamond dragon.
Yes.
With diamond armor.
Okay, so you have one more update for what you want?
Yeah, I wanted to see. I brought it up on one of your podcasts for one of the, I don't know, what listener comments or whatever. The sticky redstone. I want to see redstone go vertical. And I like what Obney said was put the slime with the redstone so you can, make it go vertical. I would love to see something like that.
I would too. I agree with you on that one.
Or any kind of game changer like that.
Mm-hmm. I think right now you could technically do it with stacking observers, but that's super expensive.
Yeah.
And then you could technically do it with a sticky piston and slime blocks with the redstone block at the top.
Yeah, it can get bulky.
Yeah, it's bulky, it's noisy. The observers are just a tick and doesn't stay powered. But I agree with you. Sticky redstone. Yes.
Yes, climb the walls with the redstone.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's kind of it for this episode. You want to read us our outro?
Yeah, sure. If you like the show, you can share it with all your friends and on social media. If you listen to Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Doing any of these can really help the show reach more listeners. If you would like to get in contact with the show, send us an email to podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com, tweet us, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. The links are in the show notes.
Yeah, this show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be and not somewhere in 2019. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. Go drink your milk now. Bye.